Hey all, so I wanted to make a quick video on how to install Docker on WSL2 for Windows because this process confused the heck out of me the first time I approached this. And so that's why I wanted to make a quick video. And specifically, we're going to use the Docker image for Grafana-enterprise because eventually we're going to be doing something with that. So let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to just type download Docker into Google. You'll come right to this page. Then you can just download for Windows right here. And so the reason that we're doing this, you can see I've already downloaded it a couple of times. The reason that we're doing this is because native Linux installations have support for the Docker daemon, but Windows does not have that. So we want Docker Desktop to kind of act like the bridge between those two. So you're going to install that. I've already installed it. Just double click the file. The process. Go next a couple of times. I think you have to restart once. And then, so once you have that all set up, then what you're going to do is install it on your WSL instance. You can see at the bottom here, I'm logged into WSL2 Ubuntu right now. So sudo apt-get install. You're going to want both Docker and docker-compose. You'll see that I already have both of those, so it doesn't actually do anything for me, but that's the gist of it. So once you have the two of those, then we'll switch back to our file explorer. So we'll create a new Docker compose file. So if you're not familiar with Docker uses YAML files to kind of instruct it what to do. So this will have the instructions for what images to gather when we do a command like docker compose up. So then it can automatically bring us up. So what I can do is I have some code here already. I'll copy that and I'll paste this, and then I'll just go through it line by line just to make sure. So services is our top level option that we have, and this is what defines all of our Docker images. Previous versions of Docker did need also a version number up here, but we don't actually need that anymore. So the image we want is Docker Enterprise, and that is from, if you go onto Docker Hub and look for Grafana Enterprise, you see that right here in this pull command. So we're just putting that into our compose file. We'll name it. I have a few instances of Grafana right now, so we'll just call it Grafana 4 for right now. Restart unless stopped is straight from the documentation for doing a Grafana instance. User 0, notice it's in single quotes here. This is defining the root user, so it's the same as doing this command right here. And we need that because we are, Grafana specifically it's going to write to a lot of files, and in order to do that, it needs root access for it. So we'll just give it that. Then the port mapping option here, this will map port 3000 on localhost to 3000 on the Grafana image, which is where Grafana runs by default. And then the volumes option it's optional. You don't actually need it to run the Grafana image, but it's definitely a good idea to have, because if you don't have this, then your data doesn't persist. So basically, when you stop your container, it loses all of its data as well. So what we're doing here is we're specifying a path on the current directory. We'll have a directory named grafana-storage, and we'll map it into this directory, which runs in the image. Alright, so now we'll just create a new folder. We'll call it grafana-storage, and you'll see this get populated in a sec. And then run back over to our terminal, and then all we have to do is we can do docker compose up. Oh, whoops, I didn't save it. Docker compose up, and you'll see we can suppress this later, but for right now we're just outputting everything. So now if we open up our browser again and open up a new thing, go to localhost 3000, you can see we have Grafana here, and you can see logs starting to come in the background. So specific to Grafana, the default username and password is admin, so we'll use that to log in with. Then you'll see we get a bunch of warnings that this password's not safe, yada yada, all that. For demo purposes, I'll just skip this for right now. So you'll see we're in Grafana, and let's just make one dashboard quickly, just so that we can see that the data does persist when we restart our container in a second here. So we'll just call this test pane for right now. And then, yep, save this right here. And then we will press Control-C in the terminal to stop the container from running. So now if we refresh, see it's doing its little spinny thing, and then it can't connect. So what we'll do now is we'll bring back up, but instead we'll put in the -d flag, and you just see output that it started. So if you use docker ps, which shows all of the running containers on your machine, then you'll see that our Grafana 4 container is running. So now we can go back to the browser here, hit refresh, and you'll see we still have the exact same dashboard as well. So the data has persisted, and if we look in here, you can see that it created all these subfolders and our Grafana DB, which is actually where our dashboard is stored. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.